Thank you for your patience. Welcome everyone to the 21st Marrakech International Film Festival. It's really a great pleasure and a privilege to host this conversation with the vital Australian filmmaker, Justin Kurzel, whose riveting and explosive thriller, The Order, opened this festival a few days ago and had a great screening. His work spans countries and genres, and his Australian work looks at dark elements of the country's recent and distant history while making salient commentary on the present. He has had a rich history and journey with the Marrakech Film Festival. His debut feature, Snowtown, won the jury prize here in 2011, and in 2022 he served here on the jury. We are really very grateful that Justin is here with us today, and please give him a warm, welcoming round of applause.
Thank you.
Justin, I'd like to begin by talking about your newest film, The Order, and I think first let's have a look at the trailer. It's a fantastic film. It's an American story about a white supremacist plot to overthrow the government and the intense investigation to thwart their plans. But it's also the story of people seeking belonging, who go down a bad path in seeking that sense of connection with others, which is something in common with some of your previous works, which we're going to speak about a bit later. But I'd like to know what drew you to this particular story in the first place.
Well, it was Zach Balin who wrote the script, sent it to me, and I've been looking for an American film to do, and a lot of the films that I sort of defined me had a huge impact on me as a young film school student, and were those kind of classic 70s, early 80s American films of William Friedkin and Sidney Lumet, and I'd even say films like Mississippi Burning that Alan Parker kind of did, and these sort of very grounded, classic kind of Americana films. So there was an attraction there within the genre and just what was sort of coming off the page. But it was really after January the 6th and the storming of the Capitol building that I started to see images and influences from the Turner Diaries that feature so heavily in the film. So there were these sort of prop nooses that were replicas of one of the chapters in the book called The Day of the Rope, where in this particular book, the Turner Diaries, the politicians were going to be hung outside the Capitol building, and then there were people that were seen holding the Turner Diaries on January the 6th as well. So it suddenly kind of clicked into, even though it was from the past, a very present story, and that was it really. And it's a very unusual thing to do, to find a story that is sort of happening from the past, but is having a very direct conversation and presence to today. So that was probably how it all happened. And as we've been editing it, and we shot it, and it's been released, it's the point of it is definitely kind of sharpened as to kind of what it's trying to have a conversation with today.
So first of all, thank you so much for coming here. And my question, how do you choose the projects you work on?
I used to think about it a lot, and now I very much allow them to sort of come to me a bit. I used to be a real snob about what I wanted to do. So I would stick on something for a year, 2 years, and desperately try to get it up and put everything to that project, and then it would sort of, eventually sort of fall over because of finance or I'd lose an actor on it or whatever. And I've now learnt that you really should have, well, for me, sort of around 5 or 6 projects that are being developed and that have the possibility of, finding their feet and, looking like they're going to go into, production. So to me, it's being open to that and being curious about, and I always find there's a moment where you've got someone else's script and you might not totally see it, why you want to do it. There's something there. You can't quite express it. But then when you start working on it, you know, and you start talking about it with the writer, something happens. It suddenly becomes personal, and it becomes yours. And just that investment back into it, it's amazing how you can kind of shift something that was completely foreign to you at the beginning into something that's sort of yours. I mean, Macbeth was that. I mean, I'd never in a million years did I think I would do a Shakespeare on screen. And I wasn't particularly interested in Shakespeare. But there was something, there was a kernel in that original script that then started to sort of grow. So I've become less precious and much more open to kind of what is speaking to me and what's got enough legs in it to be able to kind of grow and become something that's mine.
Thank you, Justin Kurzel. Thank you all for being here with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you, Nishin.